Man, what a week to be a Michigan fan. Last week they got to watch their team upset a 1-3 team in Madison, and they did earn a number 9 ranking out of it. But now they got to go to Lincoln to face a 3-loss Nebraska team who has shown how dangerous they can be when they play mistake-free football. And they've shown how good they can play against top-ranked competition. I mean, how much better is Michigan than Michigan State and OU? Probably not that much. Nebraska is absolutely Michigan's toughest test to date. But the Huskers can't say the same since they've already played 2 back-to-back top 25 road matches this year. Michigan fans won't admit it, and that's fine, but they are stressed out for this second road test in as many weeks. You know what, my bad, I should have put a disclaimer on this video. If you're wearing blue, this is a good time to exit out of this video and go click over to Instagram where you can read about how bad of a quarterback Adrian Martinez is. What's up guys, I'm Connor Hayden and this is Corn Crazed. If you're a fan of Nebraska or the Big Ten or college football in general, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of the content I drop this football season. Really quick, wanted to shout you guys out who've been subscribing. This massive gain in subscribers over the last month have made us the #1 YouTube channel and community for Nebraska football. So I'm really thankful for that and I'm really excited for where we're going. This month, I'm actually going to do our merch drop. That's going to come in 3 weeks, I think. I just went and dropped off all the clothes today. I'm hyped about it. Also, you guys have been asking me to do a live stream. I think I'm going to set our first live stream up for the bye week coming up towards the end of the month. I'll let you guys know on that, but I'm really excited to do a live stream to be able to engage with more of you guys even more. But with all that, let's jump into it.
And Martinez looking for the pylon. He's got a touchdown.
Taylor Britt and a game-changing touchdown. The pick six.
To start this off, I just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up. I have a work trip this week for about 7 days to Rome, Milan, and Paris, so I'm going to have to pause content for the week until October 15th. Super annoyed that I got to do this, but I agreed to it months ago. Anyway, I'm just going to try to catch the game at 1:30 a.m. when I'm in France, but let's get back to what really matters. The fact is, Nebraska isn't playing Ohio State. They're playing Jim Harbaugh's Michigan team. The same Michigan team who's been to less Big Ten championships than Nebraska has. The same Michigan team who claims the worst special teams play in Big Ten history.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free.
The same Michigan team who had one of their alumni make this lovely comment about Nebraska 1 year before the Wolverines would lose to them.
Them guys, but at the same time, Greeny, I'm working on the way to get their ass up out the conference.
And if there's one thing I know about ranked Michigan teams under Jim Harbaugh, it's that they're due for their hype-killing loss of the season. This week, Blue opened as a 3.5-point favorite over Red. Is that not odd to you? Number 9 in the country, number 15 total defense, number 7 in rushing yards per game. And this is against a team who couldn't even beat Little Brother when their defense held him to 0 first downs and 0 points for an entire half. So why no respect for Michigan? Is it because their best win came against Rutgers? Or is it because their quarterback has worse throwing accuracy than the quarterback who everyone says is terrible at football? I actually think this might be less about Michigan and more about the Cornhuskers, the team who has to play the toughest schedule in the country, including number 1 in the Big 12, number 1 in the Big 10, and number 3 and number 4 in the Big 10. If there's one thing this Nebraska team can say, it's that they are battle-tested, and they're prepared for whatever Michigan throws at them. Last week, Nebraska decided to shuffle up their O-line a little bit. They saw 2 new starters on the left side, and that unit was ranking towards the bottom nationally, so seeing them perform so much better against Northwestern, albeit it was Northwestern, made a lot of us feel so much better. They also added in a new wrinkle at running back with Jaquez Yant. He's a freshman, former redshirt, 235 pounds. Everyone's been asking to see him, and he finally got his chance to shine. He ran for 5.5 yards a carry, and that does not include his 64-yard run to start the game. Nebraska's defense matches up with Michigan really nicely. They are a run-first football team. They have a 1-2 punch in Corum and Haskins. Those two guys have really good perimeter blocking with the tight ends. The O-line's obviously good. It's Michigan. Now, at quarterback, they are getting some average play. They've got Cade McNamara. I think he's back for his 2nd year as the starter. He misses open guys. He's just not that accurate, just average, not really a playmaker. He has a backup named J.J. McCarthy, who's a 5-star, one of their highest ever rated recruits. He's going to come in and be a superstar at Michigan eventually, but I guess he's just not ready yet. But Nebraska's front 7 is built to stop this type of offense. If Nebraska can shut down the run game, similar to how they did at Michigan State, they're going to also smother the passing because the quarterback's just not that accurate. They're going to have to throw some short throws because if they throw it deep, this experienced secondary is going to get some picks. Keep in mind, this secondary combined total 11 interceptions in their career, so they can definitely go after the ball. Game plan is stuff the run, force Michigan to throw, force them to continue to run for short gains, and ultimately kick field goals. Nebraska's going to be able to stay in the game the entire time if that's what's going on, even if their running game is struggling. Now on to the other side. Michigan's defense has been terrorizing teams all year. Mind you, it's been Northern Illinois, Western Michigan, Rutgers, Washington, but they have a DN named Aiden Hutchinson who has been elite at getting to the quarterback, and he could pose a real problem to this young Nebraska offensive line. If the line can just give Adrian enough time to get the ball out, I think he could expose their secondary a bit. But I don't think that's what the Michigan coaching staff is thinking about. I think they're more concerned with the best quarterback in the Big Ten's legs. He's not the best quarterback in the Big Ten because of his throwing ability. He knows how to run the option, and Nebraska has finally found a solution to this poor O-line play. Think about it. Nebraska was getting dominated when they tried to run power run straight up the middle. They were averaging 2, 3, max 4 yards a carry. Now, you throw in this option wrinkle, and instead of defenses just being able to run straight at the O-line, they've got to sit and make a read. They have to think. And when they have to think, it gives Adrian another second of time to be able to get the ball out. And Nebraska's been running the counter. Let me tell you, that counter is deadly. They've done counter runs, they've done counter option, they've done counters turned into pass, and almost every time they run the counter, the entire team goes the opposite way. It's a thing of beauty, and Scott Frost has now figured out how to win games with this offense. Now, I'm not saying Nebraska is going to cover and lose by 3. I think they're primed for a victory. Nebraska has been through so much in the last few games that each week we're seeing them progress a little bit more. And those little bits of progressions are going to always amount to something greater. And this is the week where greater comes to be. Last week's energy in Memorial Stadium was unbelievable. They've been talking about it all week, and part 2 is coming Saturday night. And the way the defense has been playing over the last 3 weeks has been so good, I would not be surprised to see Scott Frost say, hey, we're bringing out the black shirts tonight for a little bit of an extra boost. And I can tell you right now, if they come out in the black shirts, the fans will be even crazier. This game isn't going to be an easy game, but it's not going to be their toughest one either. If you look back to their last 2 ranked opponents, they had to play them on the road. They were really tough situations. Nebraska was still getting their footing underneath them. They had a lot of mistakes, and I think Nebraska's finally starting to clean those up. Michigan is a middle-of-the-pack Big Ten East team. Now, I still think they're good. Don't get me wrong. But they're still a Jim Harbaugh coached ranked team, which means they have 3 losses coming. And one of them is going to be this weekend. I'm predicting a 27-20 Nebraska victory. Nebraska's defense is going to show up, and if they can stop the number 1 running back in the country in Kenneth Walker and hold him to 60 yards, what do you think they can do to Michigan's run game? And I'm telling you, the moment they shut down Michigan's run game and force McNamara to pass, it's going to create more opportunities for this defense to get on top of that ball. This game's going to be really close, but I'm surprised the line is as tight as it is. When you've got a team like Nebraska, who has shot them in the foot so many times, their record is 500, against a team like Michigan, who has proven it on the road at Wisconsin, who's undefeated, who has a great rushing game and an elite defense, there's something about that line that's screaming at me that Nebraska's just going to pull the outright upset. You've got 83% of the public betting on Michigan, and I think a lot of the sharp bettors are going towards Nebraska. Do not be surprised to see Nebraska win this one outright. They are primed and in position to finally take what's theirs. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think they'll wear the black shirts? Do you think that Yant will play more? I hope so. Do you think this run game is going to be stepping up because of the O-line? Or do you think Michigan is just going to run straight through them and mess everything up? I'm super excited to see what happens. There are so many unknowns in this game. This is such a good matchup. Nebraska and Michigan is a historic, not rivalry, but there has been some tension between them. You look back to the 97 national championship. Scott Frost actually won that national championship this year, and Michigan still tried to claim it. Anyway, I'm excited for the game, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Go Big Red.